This is Algebra 6.0, or Graphing Linear Inequalities. This is part 2. I just finished number 3 on the last one, and I remembered why I got such wacky answers. When we did this in class, I changed this to a 12. And when I did it a few minutes ago, this was a 15. So some of our y-intercepts and whatnot were, or some of our intercepts were like -7.5, this and that. But if this had been a 12, everything would have come out much nicer. So should have done it in 12, but I think you guys understand the drift. And we're going to do another one here, number 4. 4x plus 2y is less than or equal to 8. So, oh, and it says what is the y-intercept? And there's a place for an ordered pair. And the directions are telling us to find the x and y intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and make a function table. And I'm going to make x 0 so I can find my y-intercept. And then I'm going to make y 0 so I can find my x-intercept. So if this is my inequality, and I'm going to make x 0, this is going to be 4 times 0 plus 2y. Remember, right now we're only worried about a point. We don't have to worry about solid or broken or shading just yet, so I'm just going to use an equal sign here. 4 times 0 is 0. Well, I have 0 plus 2y is just going to be 2y, isn't it? So 2y equals 8. Divide both sides by 2. And y equals 4. When x is 0, y is 4. And that's going to be the ordered pair 0, 4. And now we're going to make y 0. So I have 4x plus 2 times 0 equals 8. 2 times 0 is 0. If I have 4x and I add nothing, that equals 4x equals 8. Get x alone, I divide both sides by 4. X equals 2. So my x and y intercepts, let's see. Since I made x 0, this is my y-intercept, and I know it's going to touch the y-axis at 4. And since I made y 0, that's my x-intercept, I know it's going to touch the x-axis at 2. So this asked me, what is the y-intercept, which I know the y-intercept is 0, 4. Which I'm going to graph right now, 0, 4, and the y-intercept is 2, 0. When I connect those points, I'm going to use a solid line because this has an equals in the inequality symbol. Now I'm ready to shade it, but it's not in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to put it in slope-intercept form. And I better follow the random rule if I need to. So I want to get y alone. I want it to look like y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to do this and this. And 4x and negative 4x cancel out. Bring down my positive 2y. Bring down my negative 4x first. And then my positive 8. I want y alone, so I'm going to divide every stinking term by 2. That's 1 times y is y. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2x plus 4. Now, I divided, but I divided by a positive number, so the random rule doesn't apply here. So I'm going to just keep the same symbol. So I still Even though it's in slope-intercept form, it's less than or equal to. It's telling me to shade. Less than is below the line. Here's my graph. Got my x and y intercepts. I got my dotted line, and less than is below the line. These last two are a piece of cake. They're already in slope-intercept form, my favorite. How many x's is this? Oh, it's 1. Oh, so my slope is 1, which I'm going to write as 1 over 1, my rise and my run. And my b, my y-intercept, is -3, and that's where I'm going to begin graphing. -1, 2, 3. And my rise is up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1. Oh good, it's going uphill. It should be going uphill because my slope is positive. It's already in slope-intercept form. This tells me solid line. And since it's in slope-intercept form, this tells me less than is below the line. And lastly, all right, slope is 1/3. Y-intercept is 2. Begin at 2 on the y-axis. Slope is up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. It's an inequality. There's no equal sign, so that tells me it's a broken line. I'm ready to shade, and since it's in slope-intercept form, less than is below the line. Real quick, I'm almost done here. Your 4 of 4, your advanced, says number 2 is graphed using a function table. Show how you would graph the same equation using the x and y intercepts and slope-intercept form. Number 2 is y is greater than -x plus 2. We use a function table, and we use 3 random values for x. That's one way. Another way is a function table and make x 0 and y 0 to find the intercepts. And the third way is to take this and use the slope and the y-intercept to graph it. So function table, 3 random values. Function table, x and y intercepts. Slope-intercept form, use the slope and the y-intercept to graph. You guys should be good to go. Thank you.